focus. The bigger the problem, the more time, effort, and money is needed to focus on the solution. Okay? You have to use all your money, all your time, all your effort to focus. Because this part is the hardest part. Jumping and getting that first 100,000, jumping and getting that first million, jumping and getting your first $10 in business is kind of hard, right? But after you do it, you repeat it. So all you got to do is get through the first step. But you have to focus on what you're doing. You have to get it done. I was a little scatterbrained. I was like, okay, now I can't take this no more. I got to focus on my business, my daycare. That's when it started becoming, because then it's like a tree, like the branches start to branch out, right? I have ideas. I used to have meetings. Don't think I'm crazy either. I used to have meetings with myself, okay? Meetings with myself, maintenance issues. Okay, what's broken? Let me fix that. Then we had a staff meeting. Okay, where's the package for the staff? Where's the welcome staff? Then we had just me, right? That sounds crazy. I had all these different things on my phone, so I would just go in and talk on my phone and give all my ideas. Don't ever steal my phone. You find a lot of stuff. Like, no, don't let my phone be broken. No. Right? I had that focus. So, because when you focus, now you can go deeper and deeper and like establish roots and make it real. And so I had these ideas like when I came back from the baby, go ahead and go make goodie bags. So I was giving out free goodie bags, and I got clients from that. Posting on Facebook, clients from that. But if I didn't focus, I'm like, okay, one day I'm doing this, one day I'm doing that, when I'm not even doing the daycare all the time, then it got to be a little too much. Because I'm not getting anywhere. I'm like walking like this. I'm never walking forward, right? Never going anywhere. But once you get that first forward motion, you can go in a straight line, then you can probably curve a little bit and add this to it and add that to it. You can still incorporate. I love this book. It was like something about creative something. It's like you design your day for all the stuff you want. There's a job with all the stuff that you want to do all in together in one. If you like fashion and you like singing, there's a way to make fashion and singing work together. Like, don't they have Rock the Runway, right? So if you like preaching and you like, speaking, it's a way to make that happen all in one. Like today I have the event, we're talking spiritual, we're talking success, put it together. Because I don't need a broke church, amen? So we need to, oh my God, if I'm gonna do this now, I ain't gonna have no broke people I'm speaking to every week. Like, we ain't gonna have to make some money, get some tiles up in here, right? I ain't got time. So, yeah, so you can have a negative, a backwards focus. Look at your sheet. It's the thermometer. The amazing thermometer, right? The negative, the backwards focus, right? You can read that at home. Then you go from negative, and your mindset's negative, you're doing things, you got toxic people in your life, you're still on that. Then after you graduate that, you go to neutral, right? You got rid of negative people, you got your little job together, you're doing it, you're surviving, but you're breaking even. I had a problem at neutral. I didn't like neutral. I could pay all my bills, but then I had nothing left. So what are you working for? Nothing, right? To maintain. To maintain. And so it's a survival focus. But after you stop trying to survive, then you can thrive, right? So now you go to positive. When you go to positive, then it's a self-focus. You focus on yourself, you focus on, growing yourself and becoming amazing. That's the top, right? That's our thing. So amazing is almost like overdrive in a car. When I looked up overdrive, it said the gear in an automobile, not a car, an automobile. So it was a nice car, right? That allows it to be driven at higher speeds. The reason why I named it Be Amazing, because I know what it's going to take for you to go where you want to go, and you want to get there quickly. We're not talking about 20 years. We're talking about focus on 3 to 5 years and get where you got to go. You got to dig in deep to do that. You have to be on overdrive. You have to give it all you have. You have to give it all your focus. You have to let go of your fears. You have to let go of toxic people, because I want you to go to overdrive. I want you to have the dreams that you want to have. I want you to do the things that you have to do. But a higher speed, if you're driving a car and you want a higher speed, do you think you got time to talk on the telephone? focus. Gone. You gotta let go of everything else just to focus on keeping control of the car, because it gets out of hand. I used to come, it was 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock? When I got there at 6:45, right? And then at 7 o'clock, people want to come in around 7:30. It was quiet, and then the first kid came. And then more and more and more came, and then I had to do this, and then the person had to go here, and then pretty soon it was time to go to drop the kids off. It started getting hectic and hectic and hectic. I was on overdrive, but I had to prepare myself in the morning to be on overdrive. You cannot go and have no gas in your tank, and then you're gonna be speeding down, like you're gonna break down, right? So you gotta understand that there's gonna be multiple things that's gonna come at you, and you gotta be dodging, you gotta go, you gotta, look, the granny's backing up, and oh no, another car is moving, all right, it's a baby in the highway. It's a lot of different obstacles you have to go through, but you still can go at that pace if you're sharp, if you're that sharp driver, if you know what you're doing, okay? You gotta learn, do, perfect. Learn, do, perfect. If you want to start anything, you must learn everything about it. That's focus. When I started the daycare, you think I was some type, I didn't know what I was doing? I was studying the daycare 2 years prior. I was at every training, talked to city officials. I know it was, the head person of the daycares. I talked to her almost every day. Now, when you say you need a drawing, does it have to be in pen or can it be typed up? When I found that out, I was like, oh, it's over. I was using the law to my advantage now. That's why you have a business. When everybody say, yeah, I make $5,000 a month, but wait, my $5,000 and your $5,000 is different, because I get to pick and choose what I'm going to deduct. And they already took your money, so now your $5,000 is $3,000. If you know how to do your taxes correctly, you'll be able to keep more of it. So I knew the people at the city. I knew I knew my fire inspection was coming. I knew all this stuff. It was so bad that I went and I couldn't find anybody to do my arc. I didn't have any money. Once I wrote the check, I had like $1,000 left, and I had to run a business. It wasn't enough. So once I had that for construction. So I'm over here paying month after month. I just had just enough. So I come into work. I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, God. But for some reason, I feel the need to draw my own plans. They said you don't have to, they said you can draw it out in pen, blah, 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 just be exact. So I start drawing this thing out. I got a long piece of paper, and I start measuring all the walls. I start converting and stuff to inches and feet, right? And I had to use a ruler. Then you had to do math. It was like 0.3845. I was like, oh my God. Everything I learned in math is finally paying off, right? So I went and drew everything. This little corner I drew, the door I drew. I had to draw the door the right way. I call them every day. What do I gotta do next? Then finally the drawing was finally finished. It took me a month of drawing this thing, right? And then after I drew it, what happened? Somebody put me in contact with this engineer. I think they call it a mechanical engineer. He draws it by hand for you. So I had to pay from $900 to $110, $120. Guy from old school, and he was, this Caucasian older white guy. And he was, he was a Christian. I know that it's hard for you, so I'm gonna make this really cheap for you. I'm gonna do it for you, and I'm gonna come and do all your corrections. This guy come in, I'm like, he over 60, and I'm like, well, he's gonna take a while. It took me a while to draw it. This guy come in with an electric thing, and he go boop, boop, boop. In 2 minutes, he was done the whole thing that took me a whole month. Are you serious? Jesus. So you would have been like, now, God, that ain't fair. Why you had me do all that work for nothing? The guy just came in and did that. But guess what? He took the drawing with him. He said, that drawing was pretty accurate. Help me. Right? I don't say that to brag. I'm just saying this is what God then came back. I'm not supposed to say this, but the fire inspector, right? The fire guy was like $5,000 for a new fire alarm system. I can't open without this thing. I have to buy all the, so now I figured, you can go get the parts over here, and I found out the one place in the whole city to get the fire alarm system. Then I got the guy come out and give me a call. He's like, and then he was so impressed with what I knew. I was like, yeah, because you gotta have a horn strobe, and you gotta have this, and you gotta have that here, right? Oh, what about the third floor? Is it a third floor? Oh, okay. You know a lot, right? You know a lot lot because I've been studying. I ain't got nothing else to do.
Homework.
I did my homework. I paying all this money. I'm gonna be here and I'm gonna be working. I had no kids, so I had to get in the college of starting a daycare. All the details. You're not gonna get everything. Like you think you graduate college and then you know everything on your job. No, you just started to learn. So I had to get all these details in order. So he was like, you know what? And I had to ask him. I was like, okay, what happens if somebody else does the work and you just, tell me where to put it, right? What did he use? The plans that I drew. He marked everything off for me to do it. Then me and my husband went in and, honey, is that it right there? That's it right there. Put the whole fire alarm system in. The whole thing. And then my husband's like, well, where's this supposed to go? Well, it goes right here. He said 75 inches. Let's do 75 inches, this and that. Because I knew what I was supposed to be doing. So I let that thing become, that's focus. That's focus. That fire alarm became everything. I'm praying. This was my subject of my prayer. God, please let me get this license. God, please let me get this inspection done, right? I'm like, God's like, yeah, you're going to get it before the end of the year. God, it's the end of the year. Do you know, before watch night service, they sent me a letter saying, you are clear and you're ready to open, right? Like I was ready to say, the biggest step I had to say, you're clear for the next inspection, December 31st. At 11 o'clock at night. I don't check the mail at 11 o'clock. Crazy, right? But when you have that faith and you have that focus, I was learning it, I was doing it, and then I'm perfecting it. That's the stages. So when you don't know how to do something, you go on that YouTube, you go on, read books. Books are not just like a dirty magazine. Like you can read books and learn something, okay? Yes. I ain't gonna mention the names of Gray, You use them to your advantage. That's why people don't fight to not close libraries, because that is money, cash, sitting on them shelves. You find the right book. That's a blessing to have a library card. Well, you tell when you owe them $200, right? You be like, oh man, I wish I had my library card, right? Don't act like y'all the only one that didn't have the library card.
Yeah.
I didn't say I owe them. I just said if you did, right? You did owe them money, you gonna pay it. Because it's worth it to have access to that. I'm not gonna go buy a book on buttons when I'm trying to sew. I'm just gonna get it from the library. Get that from the library. Get a motivational book from the library. Read. I had to start learning how to read an hour a day. I'm not perfect at it, but it's something that I desire to do because I grow. You go through the book day after day. Even if it's 2 pages, you're growing every single day. By the end of the year, you look like a different person. You got to keep focused on your dreams. You got to keep going more and more into it, deeper and deeper. So when I went to the conference, I was like, all right, this guy always talking about he wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. And when I left the conference, I was like, I'm absolutely going to make that part of my lifestyle. Waking up at 3, getting it done. Because every time I wake up at 6, that little baby come, mommy, my day is done, right? Or the kids got to go to school and this happens and that happens. See, the whole day, everybody's planning your day. Facebook is planning your day. Your emails are planning your day. You are always reacting. Your teacher, your boss, whoever is planning your day. So when you wake up earlier than everybody else, you control that. That's something you control. So if you want to have control and do the things I'm saying, design your life. What do I want to do? 6 o'clock, I'm going to focus on this. I always have my prayer. And then 7 o'clock, I got that. And then 8 o'clock, I got that. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Design your life. Design your schedule. So I had this thing that I did with my schedule. Talking about focus. Okay, so I made, and I didn't bring it. Okay, well, I have this board. This is how my schedule goes. I try to have a planner, but it's not quite working out. This is what I do on a blank piece of paper. So this is the part I want to impress upon you. It's not I have like a whole lot of money, right? I just use what I know to get what I want, right? We have to use our resources. There's things that you can do if you want to start a business today, but you don't have the money. There's things you can do for free. What can you do for free? You can learn, you can volunteer, you can grow in those different ways. And then there's things you can do that cost you a little bit of money. Okay? It only costs $6 a month to do a website. Every time I get a GoDaddy domain, it costs me 99 cents because I know how to get the coupon. I get my websites. Okay? So, you know, and then you just keep going after that. $5 on Fiverr. Get somebody to give you a design on your website. That's what, $10 a month? $5 a week for your marketing budget. Just keep on doing small things. See what you can do. If you don't, you can have an audience. You can do a blog for free.
Yeah.
You can do videos for free. People say, well, I don't have a video camera. You got that iPhone. Stop playing. Use what you have. All of the people started with small, and then they perfected small, and they got bigger and bigger. You have to learn how to use what you have. So use what you have to get what you want. Use what you have to get what you want. So the little bit, so what else can we do? That's $5. We don't have no money, right? So we're gonna say, okay, we don't wanna get, we're not gonna order from McDonald's this week, sorry. And we're gonna use that and put it in our business this week. $6 a week, that's what, $24, $25 a month? Now you have something to run your business with. Now you have $50 a month and $100. Then one day, you build your audience, and then you can do things that cost big money. Now you have an audience that will come to your store. Now maybe you can have a store. Maybe you can have a shopping cart. You can have all these different things. But there's things that you can do. Let me prove it to you. If you want to write a book, how much does it cost to write a book? Huh? Somebody says 10. What else? $2,000.
About a couple thousand.
To write a book.
To write it on your own?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Free of charge.
Free, right? You have a pencil and you have a paper. Like you can find it here. You can take my paper today and you can bring the pencil up, you know? Like you can borrow my stuff, like for real. It's free to write a book. So don't tell me you want to write a book, but I just don't have the money to write a book. I can't publish it. It's not thousands of dollars to publish it. Don't worry about that part. You do the one part. That's the one thing if I could give you is you do what you can do with what you have. So I have people, I met a girl and she had like binders and binders of all the stuff that she wrote and all the books that she wanted to do. Why can't we be like that? Why can't we have it written out? Why can't we have our business plan written out? It's free. And then, little. It costs $6 to publish a book. $5, okay, $6 to publish it on Amazon. And get that traffic to start coming to you and people start buying your book for $1, for $2, for $3. Well, I wrote my book, I should get a lot more money than that. Oh, if you had a deal and you were selling 10,000 books, how much money would you get out of that? You would get $1 for every book. Sell your book for 99 cents. But you don't know that because you wasn't looking at the free. Free is the education part. You watch these videos, you read the blog, you read the things that other people have done. Somebody did it, then okay, that's my mentor for that. Then this is my mentor for that. That's how I do it. This is my mentor for this is my mentor for that. This is how I look, this is it. I learn from them. And then you can get to big. Maybe one day somebody finds your book and they say, this is awesome, this is amazing, I'm going to publish your book. This is awesome. I went to a meeting on meetups. Then I met with some kind of publisher. Like, how did that happen? Then they say, oh, we want to publish your book. You don't go to the free thing. You don't look at your opportunities, and then you wonder where the opportunities are. So you have to keep focused. What did the Bible say about focus? It says no one can serve two masters. For either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will be devoted to the one and, finish that for me, despise the other. You cannot serve God and money. Now people might take that and say, well, you can't have money. The Bible says you can't have money. That's not what it says. You cannot serve God and money. You can have money, but do you serve it? What's number one in your heart? You got to understand what is number one. That's the master. So if God's first and money is second, I mean, you're good. So let me give you this one more thing before I go. So when I do my planner, I do a tracker. I should give this to you. It's in the book, right? Now, schedule and task. Okay, let's say, so how to plan your day. Remember we talked about focus and all that stuff, and how to, just make the most of every 24 hours? So I start the day with the schedule. Maybe I wake up and pray 3 o'clock. It gets kind of draggy. So let's say 4:30 is the next one. And after that, after prayer and everything I do, let's just say I start typing a book here and blah, blah, blah. 4:45, I do something else. 5 o'clock, whatever, 5:30, I do something else. And on and on and on. This is your schedule, right? But my schedule came from my task. My task came from my goals. What's my goal? My goal is to write a book. Break it down. Chapter 1, chapter 2, edit, all these different things. I take the tasks from here and I put them here. So now I'm editing the book at 5:30, and that's just an example. And then I just keep going on and on. So here's the trick though. At 3:31, I stopped what I was doing and I wanted to watch some videos, right? So I would write it down. Videos, distracted, right? And then, okay, I'm back on task. On task, off task. 4:51, I took a break, but when I came back, I went to sleep for like 3 hours nap. When you have to face yourself, this is the truth. This is what you did today. And you want to say, I'm not successful? That's why. Why you napping for 3 hours? Talking to myself. Why are you napping, for 3 hours? You just started work at 4:51. So I wrote down every time I got distracted, and it built my focus so I could stay focused longer. What I found was I was reading, and then 2 minutes later, my mind was drifting. It's a discipline to be focused. So I hope that helps you a little bit. Just try to, I'll talk about it a little bit more in future trainings and stuff like that. So I'm just hoping that anybody...